All right, I've got 6 o'clock. Bishop, if you would lead us, please.
Let's pray. Appreciate the Father, Lord, with us once again being able to serve this great city. Bless for your anointing and blessing during this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good afternoon or early evening, everybody. Welcome to the City Council meeting. We'll go ahead and have roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz. Bolden.
Here.
McCleary. Sansing.
Here.
Ray.
Here.
Mashburn. Moss.
Present.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Have 3 absent, sir.
Okay, we've got a quorum.
Excuse me, 1 second. Mike called, he's on his way.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he said he's on his way, and Kevin had to be with family tonight, so.
All right, you can make that adjustment once Councilmember Dietz gets here.
Yeah, that, I will record that he is.
Before you, you have got your meeting minutes from our July 6th meeting.
I move we accept meeting.
Second.
All right, motion and second to approve, or excuse me,
We were just presenting.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, that's all
Yeah.
that is, you've got that. So before you, now you can. Motion to accept the June 8th. Now I need them.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion second. All in favor of accepting the June 8th one, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Likewise, there are none. Moving on, consent agendas in front of you. You've got that packet. Entertain a motion to accept it as. All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor of consent agenda as presented to you, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Likewise. All right. Moving forward, ordinance 1739, reclassifying parcel located at Crestview Park from C3 to R3. That is Councilmember Dietz, who is not here yet.
He asked me to speak.
But I was gonna say, it's gonna be Adam anyways. Adam, if you would, come on down.
Here come Mike.
There's Mike.
There's Mike.
Boo.
He's not running.
Oh.
What's wrong? You looking for me?
Oh.
Sorry, Councilman Mayor. Traffic's pretty terrific out there.
This is a rezone, Ramada and Crestview Drive. The property is currently zoned, or currently being used as R3. There's some buyers that wants to expand that use, so we simply zoned it to its current use. No opposition. Be glad to answer any questions if you have
I move that we place ordinance 1739 on first reading.
any.
All right, we've got a motion to place 1739 on first reading. Roll call.
Councilmember Dietz.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Raines.
Aye.
Reading, please.
An ordinance reclassifying property in the city of Jacksonville, Arkansas, parcel located at Crestview Park, amending ordinance numbers 213 and 238 and the land use map of the city of Jacksonville, Arkansas, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
All right, entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1739 on first reading, suspend and place on second. Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Raines.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1739 on second reading and suspend rules in place on third and final. Motion, have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Raines.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1739 on this day.
Second.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Raines.
Aye.
And is there a need of an emergency clause?
Yes, sir.
All
There
right.
is a need.
So entertain the motion to attach the emergency clause.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Dietz.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Raines.
Aye.
All right, motion is passed and 1739 is adopted as of this meeting. All right, moving on. Next, the approval of the CDBG annual report. So Michelle Spencer, if you'd like to come forward, please.
Come over here. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Mayor, members of council in the city of Jacksonville. I am pretty much coming before you to request approval of the 2022 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, which is better known as the CAPER, as well as the 2023 Annual Action Plan, both currently in public comment periods. I have reference in the actual agenda, the information needed. I would like to go over the annual action plan. We did have public input, which increased some of the numbers from last year. Administration, of course, is a 20% cap. We kept it at $45,594, which by our total is $227,969 for the annual year. Public services, of course, is a 15% cap, and that's $34,195. Public improvement has increased from 2022 to $40,000 due to public input. Neighborhood revitalization also increased from 2022 due to public input. Economic development, $10,000 increased from 2022. And housing and rehab actually reduced due to the increases of the other areas. And that'll be $78,180. And pretty much I stuck to the previous plans, only adjusting to the public comment areas and plugging in the information, and that's how we get the report for the year. The public input, you can find it on that last page of the annual action plan, I think. And we had several that weren't eligible for an eligible activity, so that was noted in the plan. For the 2022 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, which is the CAPER, do I go on with that information, or you all want to vote on?
We need to do the action plan and the CAPER
Okay.
separately.
Okay.
You need a motion?
Need a motion to.
So move.
Second. Motion and second. Any questions, comments?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you so much. After reading this report, it definitely shows that you are very passionate about this community and about your program. I do have one question on the CAPER report. You have a section on leveraging. My question is there any system in place currently that would allow private local funds to be administered to the CDBG fund
Private and
to be
local.
leveraged?
That's a question that I'm not at knowledge of right at the moment. I know that CDBG has strict actual activities that they are allowed. And so leveraging any others would be relationship building with other organizations. CADC is one of the organizations that I'm hoping to pull in this year, who was here before. They have established themselves here during the tornado damages and really helped out the city of Jacksonville, and they're actually excited about moving back into the city to have additional services for our citizens.
Right, great, thank you.
Welcome.
Councilmember Moss.
I don't have a question, I have a comment. Just like to comment based on, piggyback on the discussion we had last meeting about the unsheltered. I am pleased to see that in the report there's a plan or some action items for the unsheltered in Jacksonville. So great job on that and making sure that we're addressing some of those challenges.
Thank you.
All right, any other comments? We have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none, so that passes. Now, your other one.
Okay, the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report for 2022. The only thing I would reference in my update to you all is that I did notice after I made print, that the PR report, which is the generated report, once you plug in all of the data, came out skewed, and it's in your copy. So instead of the 74 for the COVID report, it shows 74,357 expended and 175,098.11 unexpended. That is an error, and it will continually change as I update the activities. However, what I had put in already showed the reference to the 107,720.34 for actual expended amounts.
What page was that?
It was on page 24 and 25. It's like at the end of the report in the caper.
Oh, in the caper or
Uh-huh.
the? I thought that's what,
We went backwards.
That's the caper.
okay.
So you all just voted on the annual action plan. And so now I'm reviewing the caper.
Well, then, I'm sorry for being flip-flopped. Because as far as the annual action plan, I did have a question for the mayor, because it was referenced, public transportation was referenced a lot, especially when public comments were being presented. So my question is, where are we on that currently?
The bus plan that was put into place or signed the agreement.
Right.
Currently, we are still waiting on Rock Region Metro to provide the transportation. They are waiting on the vehicle to arrive. So that is, I receive a monthly update from them, letting me know where we stand. I had a face-to-face meeting with them a few months ago, and they told me that they should have the vehicle here by September. They were hoping August, but once it arrives, then it'll take about a month to outfit. So they were hoping to have everything in place and actually going by September or October.
Right. So with those delays, is anything changing as far as the city's end of this contract?
You meaning as far as expense goes,
Mhm.
money? No, nothing can change. It's contractually signed, and the way that agreement was written and signed back in November of '21, it gives a start date of to be determined and does not have any kind of adjustments for lack of service or having not started yet, because it says in there, we are waiting, it will begin once the vehicle is received. And they gave no timeline as far as when that would be.
Let me comment
Oh, go ahead.
to our fellow council member. When we did this, it was stated at least by October. I remember it real plain because I made notes. And then as far as the contract, we're locked into the contract. There was a discussion that we went into, so everything is locked into cement, so it's coming to pass. And they're constantly in touch with the city.
Yeah. So it's one of those unfortunate hurry up and wait kind of situations. So I wish there was something that we could do to speed the process up, but our hands are tied in that, and we're just having to wait for the vehicle to arrive. And I do know this, I've learned a few things related to that, not a part of that, but just it's the same thing with other vehicles, and I mean emergency response vehicles. And Chief and I were talking the other day about fire trucks or and ambulances. We've been waiting for one for 3 years, so it's unfortunately dealing with commercial vehicles. This appears not to be out of the norm, which is just kind of sad.
Yes.
If I may add.
Yes, ma'am.
In lieu of that contract, I have made efforts to contact individuals that have transporting vehicles that could aid in the need, because I get overwhelming amounts of calls from elderly, single families that don't have cars that need transportation around, and I've contacted CADC, who has a transport, and they're willing to try to work something out with either a partnership with Pathfinders, CareLink, just pull in some of those resources, because that was a major one that I saw day one of me getting here, that we needed transportation. I even contacted the Discount Taxi He is not willing to do the voucher, because you all know we do have a voucher program for the elderly that is just sitting there needing to be reallocated, because we don't have that program because we don't have a taxi cab company. So that's something I've been really trying to figure out, some of the other ways we can accommodate, meanwhile, waiting on that contract to be fulfilled.
Any other questions or comments? Or Ms. Spencer, you can go ahead with where you left off.
Okay. Other than that comment, and any other questions, I just wanted to make a reference that we do have one citizen, comment, during the comment period. And it was from a citizen that actually lives over in the Stonewall neighborhood on Quincy Cove. She referenced that the streets in her area were needing to be replaced. And of course, that's not a activity that I can fund under the CDBG, but I did refer her over to Adam so that he could take up and, you know, talk to her about the concerns. She also referenced different lights in the community that may be better off having them as roundabouts. That's a really healthy cost, but that was something she suggested. She felt that the lighting, electricity used for the signals would be less cost effective if we did roundabouts in a lot of the areas. And even areas that may need lights, maybe do roundabouts. So Adam is gonna talk to her, and, you know, and that will be added into the annual action plan as an update.
Any other questions, or entertain a motion to accept this report as
So moved.
presented?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? And there are none. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Good job.
Thank
Good luck to you, hon.
All right.
All right.
That is all of the business on the agenda as far as scheduled. Any new business or announcements, anything?
I have, go ahead. I have a question
Mhm.
for Adam, but two things. I want to tell you how great that the service has been. I hear a lot of people that, you know, I text a lot, but I want to let y'all know the work that y'all are doing. You know, I had one of the managers come out last week and pick up some stuff on a Friday on his day off because there was a bunch of stuff they couldn't get to. And I appreciate y'all's hard work, and you know, I know it goes on for seeing people don't realize how hard that is. You know, driving trucks and doing everything, trying to pick it up, and the load show back up the next day. So I appreciate y'all. The other thing is, so on our landfill expenses, looks like we're at $555,899 in a $272,000 budget. So are we going to get reimbursed for a lot of that from the government because of all the storms and that? Or, because I mean, that's a big deficit.
Yes, there's a considerable amount that will get reimbursed
Okay.
for that. So the tipping fees for the storm event are more than our normal contracted tipping fee.
Right.
You know, 'cause Waste Management justified it by, you know, we need extra resources to.
Oh, yeah.
And it was justified somewhat. So yes, I'm sitting about 98% as far as my submittal to our debris project. You know, FEMA writes these as projects.
Right.
So, you know, we've got a 100% period, that 30 days it was 100%, and then we've got a 75% period that's still, it's winding down. We got a little bit more grinding to do with vegetative waste. As soon as that's done, we can really process that project and stuff. So I want to say, right now, it's somewhere on the order of, I think the 100% project is, let me get these backwards, it was like 360,000. The 75% project was 470,000,
Right.
of which we'll get 25% back. And then the state has a 3-day window in there that they'll kick in the extra 25%. So
Right.
I'm trying to shore up the numbers right now, but it's, yes.
I figured they hadn't reimbursed us, but we had to get, we gotta
Right,
get,
we
we gotta get
have
rid of it anyway.
Right.
I mean, the city, you know, it needs it gone, and everyone, you know, expects it, and we're doing a great job on it. I just wanna let you know,
Yes.
I
You
think,
know,
I think y'all are.
I know the council's got a lot of calls, you know, the past month, you know, that the storm on the 25th was a doozy. I mean, you know, I'd say it's, you know, it maybe have about half the amount of debris, but it was citywide. So,
Yes.
I mean, we've, we're 2 employees down right now, a truck or 2 on the knuckle boom trucks that pick that stuff up. So it's been a struggle, we have been working the extra Fridays, and we'll continue that tomorrow. I feel like we're making some headway this week. Hopefully, if FEMA's gonna come in next week and do an assessment of damages, they're still working to see if they meet the state minimum threshold to declare this a disaster. What I got today, the news I got today is it's gonna be really iffy if they get there. But once they do declare it a disaster, if it is, then, we'll be done by that. So it'll be more of a reimbursement than anything else. It would have been nice to allocate it a month ago and while our recontractor's here for the tornado and just put him on some of those routes, but, you can't do nothing until final approval. But I do, want to give you a reason, not an excuse, but yeah, they are struggling to try to catch up. But I feel like we've made some headway this week and we'll continue to push on. I want to say on behalf of myself and the Public Works, the pizza lunch on Wednesday was much appreciated. I thought it was very well received. I heard nothing but positive out of it. I know that's most of these guys. It's not their realm to engage with the political side of it, and that's where I come in. But it was very nice of y'all to the council members to do that and show up and shake hands and I know it was more than just a photo op. It was sincere. So I thank you and they thank you.
Well, I just wanted to say, along with what Mike said, that you are very much appreciated in your team. I don't call you daily. I know you probably probably feel like I call you daily, but I know I call you weekly. And I do appreciate you always getting back with me. And not only with me, you will contact the citizen that has contacted me. And so I just wanted to say thank you very much.
No problem. I enjoy engaging. I really do. Even when the people.
Well, no matter what I throw at you, you come back with the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you never miss a beat. You just keep going, and I appreciate it very much.
Miss Chasney there at the front desk.
Yes, Chasney's doing a great job.
She deals with those angry customers calling about sanitation, but she keeps everybody on the even keel and does a good job of de-escalating the complaints.
It was nice meeting all the guys out there and the girls. There was some girls
They're
too, so
good.
we really appreciated each and every one of them, and we appreciate you.
Sure, thank you.
And Adam, on behalf of the Stonewall area, I appreciate you jumping on that incident we had to deal with. They're gonna dig up the front yards. I mean, you got them back out there and you dealt with them, and I really appreciate that.
Well, and that's the other big thing, I'm sure as council members, y'all have all dealt in your areas, there's a big fiber optic expansion right now in Brightspeed, and they, I don't think the city has dealt with one that big, and we're dealing with it. That we haven't stopped them from hitting services and such, but I feel like we've got it managed at least. I do want you to know that we do have a $20,000 bond, recovery bond on them. So we do have some financial means. We did shut them down one time to make sure they were notified and following. They're still struggling. They're not perfect, but I think they have been very responsive. And when we bring up an issue that's not resolved, they do act on it and jump in. So it's kind of one of those things that takes all of us to do. But thank you for your patience on that as well.
I just want to let you know, appreciate that.
Sure.
Any other items?
I have an announcement. So the Chamber of Commerce is putting on Casino Night, August the 4th. Starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be held at the community center, and I have tickets for anybody that needs to buy a ticket.
I've got one other announcement or kind of recognition, and then we will adjourn afterwards. I was told that there is actually a birthday amongst us today.
There is.
Somebody old?
Yes.
Councilmember Ray Reedy, happy birthday.
Thank you,
sir.
All right, it's been lovely.
Yeah.
83 years, it's been lovely.
Happy birthday.
That's
With that being said, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. We are done. Thank you all.
all righty. We do.